Hey everyone, this is important, so listen closely. December brings a whole set of Social Security changes that can either help you or quietly take money out of your check if you're not prepared. And the tricky part is that these rules overlap. You might get a raise from a new COLA, but higher Medicare costs can shrink your payment. You might qualify for a new tax break, but other rules could still leave you owing more than you expected. If you don't understand how these updates work together, you could end up with less money in your pocket without even realizing why. And before we go any further, let me ask you something simple, just a friendly check-in. Do you feel like your Social Security benefits stretch far enough each month? Or do you wish things felt a bit easier? Let me know in the comments, because I think a lot of people feel the same way, and sometimes hearing others talk about it helps you feel less alone. Okay, so let's talk through everything step by step, because December is an important month. It sets the tone for your 2026 money, your insurance costs, and even how much tax you might owe in April. And also, I want to explain a few small details that people often overlook, the kind of things that cause surprises later, and nobody likes surprises when it comes to their money. Now, one of the things people are talking about the most is the new 2.8% cost of living adjustment for 2026. This was announced in late October, and it bumps the average retirement benefit from around $2,015 to about $2,071 a month. That's roughly $56 more. And well, $56 is not life-changing, but it's something. It helps a bit with groceries or maybe a phone bill. For SSI recipients, your new amount actually arrives on December 31st, which feels early, but that's how the system works when January starts on certain days of the week. But here's the thing a lot of people tell me in the comments, and maybe you feel this too. Even with a raise, it doesn't always feel like your purchasing power really increases. And there's a reason for that. The way Social Security calculates COLA is based on something called the CPIW, which measures the cost of living for workers, not retirees. Workers spend differently than seniors. Retirees often spend more on healthcare and housing. Those costs grow faster than regular inflation. So yeah, the system doesn't always reflect your reality. A recent survey showed that more than 3 out of 4 older adults said a 3% raise still wouldn't keep up with rising prices. And honestly, you probably feel that when you're at the grocery store or when you open your utility bill. So the COLA helps, but it doesn't fix everything. And next, here's where things get tricky. Medicare Part B premiums are expected to rise to about $206.50 a month in 2026. That's up from $185, so about a $21 increase. For a lot of you, that money is taken directly out of your Social Security check. So you might get a raise in benefits, but Medicare takes a chunk right back out. It's almost like someone hands you $56 and then walks behind you and takes $21. And this is why many people say they feel like they're barely keeping up. That tug of war isn't you imagining things. It's a real structural issue. And because healthcare costs rise faster than benefits, people often feel stuck. Another thing to consider is the tax deduction for seniors that starts with 2026 taxes. This is part of President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill. People aged 65 and older get an extra $6,000 deduction. Married couples can claim up to $12,000. And also, you don't need to itemize your taxes to use this. You can take it even if you use the standard deduction. This is actually one of the biggest tax breaks seniors have seen in years. An economist estimate that it will increase the number of seniors who owe zero federal taxes on their benefits from 64% to 88%. So yeah, that means more people will keep more of their Social Security. But there's something else you should know. That deduction also reduces federal tax revenue. And because part of Social Security is funded by those taxes, the trust fund loses money faster. The SSA estimates that this deduction alone could push the trust fund toward depletion about 6 months sooner. It doesn't hurt anyone this year, but it adds pressure to the long term. Now, people ask me a lot if taxes on Social Security are going away completely. There's a bill called the You Earned It. You Keep It Act that would end all federal taxes on Social Security benefits, starting with returns filed in 2027. But it only works if lawmakers raise the payroll tax cap. Right now, only the first $184,500 of wages are taxed for Social Security. Anything above that isn't. So raising that cap is how they would cover the lost revenue from eliminating benefit taxes. It's a popular idea among retirees, but it's controversial in Congress. Some say the system needs the revenue to stay stable. Others say seniors deserve a break today, and the wealthy can cover the difference. So then, this is a conversation that's still evolving, and December 2025 is right in the middle of it. Besides federal rules, state taxes also matter. 9 states still tax Social Security, including Minnesota, Colorado, and New Mexico. But even that is slowly changing. West Virginia is removing its tax completely by 2026. Utah has credits that help lower-income seniors offset the tax. So where you live really does affect how much you keep. Now let's talk about the earnings test, because every December people message me worried about working too much and losing benefits. So here's the update. In 2026, if you're getting benefits before full retirement age, the earnings limit goes up to $24,480. You can earn up to that amount without having anything withheld. If you earn more, Social Security takes $1 for every $2 above the limit. In the year you reach full retirement age, the limit jumps to $65,160, and only $1 is withheld for every $3 above that. And also, once you hit full retirement age, the earnings limit disappears completely. You can work as much as you want, and Social Security recalculates your benefit later to give you credit for anything they withheld. So early retirees shouldn't panic. It's not lost permanently. It's delayed, which is confusing, but it's still your money. Now, while we're talking about working, SSDI beneficiaries get a small earnings boost too. The new limit becomes $1,690 a month, or $2,830 if you're blind. These changes matter if you're picking up part-time work or trying to stretch your income. Another thing that people should think about in December is adjusting their budget. And I know people hate the word budget, but honestly, it doesn't have to be complicated. It's more like giving yourself a map. You see where you're going and you feel less stressed. Prices are still high for utilities, groceries, and auto insurance. Even though inflation cooled down, some sectors never went back to their old prices. So, writing down your expenses once at the end of the year can make a huge difference. Also, if you haven't checked your Medicare plan during open enrollment, you still have until December 7th. Sometimes you can switch to a plan that saves you $20 to $50 a month without losing coverage. People skip this because it feels overwhelming, but honestly, the savings are real. Just pausing for a moment to share something important with you. We've partnered with Chapter, a service we feel confident recommending for clear, honest Medicare help. They'll connect you with a licensed advisor, compare every Medicare plan in your area, and help you save money. Most people save around $1,100 a year. It's free, and their care advocate team is there to support you even after you're signed up. Call 615-639-1937 or visit askchapter.org/money using the link in the comments below. Let's keep going. On top of that, make sure you register for your My Social Security account. If you do it by November 19th, you'll get your exact 2026 benefit amount early. Otherwise, it gets mailed in December, and sometimes mail gets lost or arrives late. So having online access just makes life easier. Another thing to keep in mind is taxes. If you think you might owe taxes on your benefits next year, you can request the SSA to withhold a small percentage every month. That way, you avoid a surprise bill in April. It's totally optional, but for some people, it's one less thing to worry about. Now, let's step back and look at the bigger picture, because honestly, this part is really important. Social Security is a lifeline, and I don't mean that in a dramatic way. I mean it statistically. For many people over 65, Social Security is at least half of their income. For millions, it's almost all of their income, and women rely on it more than men on average. So when these rules change, even the small ones, people feel it. And speaking of the future, experts say the trust fund could hit depletion by around 2032 if nothing changes. Now, that doesn't mean Social Security disappears. It means benefits could be reduced by about 20% if Congress doesn't act. Lawmakers are debating several fixes like raising the full retirement age, lifting the wage cap, or adjusting benefits, but nothing is final yet. Even though this can all feel overwhelming, the good news is that December is the perfect time to get organized. If you understand your 2026 benefit, your Medicare costs, your taxes, and your earnings limits, you're already ahead of most people. And honestly, just being aware helps you make better choices. So yeah, thank you for spending this time with me. I hope this helped you feel a little more prepared, a little more confident going into the new year. And if it did, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and share this with someone who might need it. And I'll leave you with this final thought. Every small step you take to understand your benefits, your taxes, your health care, it adds up. And sometimes the smallest steps make the biggest difference. I'll see you in the next one, and take care of yourself today.